My wife asked me, is it just me or is the cat getting fat? Apparently, no, it's just you, wasn't the right answer. Today, I'm going to recap a 2020 action comedy film called Enter the Fat Dragon. Fallon Zhu, an average Hong Kong police officer, initiates a video call to his future spouse, who is currently in the middle of filming a movie and preparing for their wedding photoshoot. She requests him to put on the exquisite suit she recently purchased for him. He needs to extract some funds from his bank account, but coincidentally, a group of criminals attempt a robbery at the same bank. Fallon envisages confronting the robbers but fumbles, narrowly escaping a bullet. An alarm is triggered, prompting the robbers to dash from the scene. They hijack Fallon's partner's vehicle, holding him hostage at gunpoint. Clinging to the vehicle's rooftop railing, Fallon battles to stay on as the car speeds away. The robbers fire bullets at the roof, but he is undeterred. He reaches the driver, immobilizes the vehicle, and launches himself into the car, causing the robbers to scatter. The robbers frantically try to retrieve their weapons, but Fallon fends them off with swift punches. Despite the chaos, the driver persists, enabling Fallon to eventually offload the crooks onto the road. The remaining robber, filled with rage, attacks the officer with a knife, but is disarmed. Amid the action, a news vehicle arrives at the scene. The reporter, under pressure from his boss for more viewership, hands the robber a hammer, increasing the difficulty for Fallon. Another news team arrives, attempting an interview but fails. They disregard a traffic signal, resulting in their vehicle overturning. The officer succeeds in knocking out the aggravated criminal, takes control of the wheel, but discovers the brakes are not functioning. The car crashes into the police station, nearly harming the captain, but Fallon has successfully dealt with the criminals. Back at home, his girlfriend scolds him for the dangerous situation he got himself into. She disapproves of his recklessness, but given his exceptional skills, Fallon had no choice but to engage with the robbers, particularly with his friend held hostage. An argument ensues, leading to her accidentally injuring her arm and being taken away in an ambulance. Fallon's subsequent actions lead to his departure from his position and his reassignment. His life takes a bleak turn, his girlfriend has left him, and his cherished career is no longer the same. As he travels with a friend, they converse about their evolving lives, and his friend advises him to accept the changes. Fallon transitions to work as a security guard, stress-eating chips, and gradually putting on weight. Despite his hopes, his girlfriend shows no intentions of returning, and his weight continues to increase. Soon after celebrating his birthday, Fallon is tasked with a crucial duty to oversee the transportation of a bank robbery victim, Yuji. Fallon willingly accepts the assignment. Unexpectedly, he bumps into his former lover Chloe on the flight, who can't help but notice his significant weight gain. They engage in a pleasant chat, but when Fallon extends an invitation for dinner, her client intervenes, casting curious glances at the man Fallon is safeguarding. Once they land in Japan, they're welcomed by local law enforcement. Yuji experiences a restroom ambush by a knife-wielding criminal, forcing him to flee pantsless. He manages to latch onto a passing truck, stark naked, successfully eluding Fallon. Alerting his captain friend about the incident, Fallon brainstorms how to locate Yuji. The Japanese officer discloses losing sight of the escapee, leaving them in a predicament. During this time, Fallon reunites with an old friend, Chow. It emerges that the Japanese officer is secretly collaborating with the Yakuza, intending to deliver the absconded Yuji to them. Chow and Fallon decide to confront him. While visiting, Chow observes the Yakuza invading the premises below his residence, demanding payment. The landlady resolutely refuses to comply, inciting a brawl within the restaurant. Chow finds himself under attack, but a swift intervention from a young cyclist offers assistance. The commotion draws Fallon's attention, who successfully manages to incapacitate several of the attackers. However, spotting the reinforcements, he immediately launches into pursuit. Darting through the cityscape with Spider-Man-like agility, Fallon manages to trap the criminals in a building. Upon arrival, the police show no intent to arrest anyone and release the Yakuza members, leaving Fallon flabbergasted. Concurrently, the Yakuza tortures a captive adult film director, implicated due to inadvertently recording their illicit activities during a film shoot, thus making him an unwilling participant in their operations. Fallon interrogates Chow to glean more information about the incident, learning that the neighborhood is under the control of the Yakuza. Their discussion is cut short by the restaurant owner who sends them away. Chow points out the similarities between him and Fallon, both dealing with heartbreak. The following day, Fallon is called to the site of Yuji's supposed demise, orchestrated to appear as a drug overdose by the Yakuza. They scour Yuji's apartment for clues. Just as Fallon stumbles upon a lead, a cornered dog attacks Chow. Fallon, demonstrating his police professionalism, refrains from harming the dog and instead confines it to a closet. The nephew of the restaurant owner manages to repair a broken phone they discovered. The investigative trail leads Fallon and Chow to an event featuring Chloe. Unbeknownst to them, a backstage drug transaction is taking place, involving drugs concealed within fish brought by Chow. In the midst of savoring the fish, he remains oblivious to the drugs concealed within, resulting in his unusually jovial mood. A tumultuous fight breaks out in the warehouse, featuring Fallon dispensing his unique brand of justice to the criminals, while Chow takes control of a forklift. The conflict intensifies, reaching a crescendo with Chow driving the forklift out of the warehouse, directly into the ongoing event, causing a spectacular crash into the stage. The ensuing chaos confounds the Yakuza, who struggle to comprehend the situation. Fallon joins the fray, trailing a bunch of criminals, appealing to the present reporters for police assistance. However, no help arrives, given the Yakuza's firm grip over the local police. Chloe, stepping down from the stage, implores Fallon to cease his actions, revealing her association with Shimakura, the head Yakuza. Their confrontation leads to an intense dialogue, with Chloe successfully persuading Fallon about her need for respect rather than protection. As law enforcement officers arrive, a glimmer of hope arises. However, it's soon extinguished as these officers, too, are under the sway of the Yakuza, exhibiting subservience to Shimakura and his patriarch. Fallon is ushered into a car by them, while Shimakura placates the audience. As the car drives away, Fallon catches a last glimpse of Chloe, a growing distance between them. A wave of introspection washes over Fallon. He recollects the criticisms he's faced throughout his life, that he's not a superhero, merely a regular officer, incapable of prevailing against every challenge. He contemplates surrendering, relinquishing his relentless pursuit of justice. The situation appears unchangeable. The local police are aware of the drug operations, but remain helpless due to a lack of tangible evidence. Chloe, too, is lost in thought as the Yakuza celebrate around her. Chow engages in a heartfelt conversation with the woman he loves, the restaurant owner, who expresses her desire to return to Hong Kong with her nephew. The revelation shocks Chow, who has patiently waited a decade for her in Japan, a decade devoted to her. Their heartfelt exchange spills onto the street until Fallon steps in, offering his perspective and aiding the couple's reconciliation. Suddenly, a wave of resolve washes over him. He dons nondescript black attire and resolves to set his life straight. Arranging a meeting with Chloe at a bridge, they head for a cozy dinner at a noodle cafe. They enjoy their meal, coupled with cheerful drinks. Fallon attempts to initiate a conversation, but Chloe interrupts him, deciding to express her own thoughts. She concedes agreement with his points during their previous argument. Fallon assures her that he's willing to leave his police career and establish his own noodle restaurant, all to win her back. Their sentimental conversation culminates in an embrace, only to be interrupted by a quintessential Japanese earthquake, causing everyone to drop to the floor. Fallon affectionately holds his beloved close, and as the tremors subside, he attentively checks on the welfare of every customer. Chloe, unable to tear her gaze from him, remains silent. She acknowledges that he would never cease being a law enforcer, for without his job, he would be unhappy. She recognizes that the world would need more people like him, but she, personally, doesn't require his help. Consequently, Fallon is left alone. Meanwhile, Shimakura tries to coerce his grandfather into signing crucial documents. However, the elder sees through the deception and refuses. The elder's bodyguards attempt to deter Shimakura, but he unsheathes his sword, killing his henchmen. Coerced, the grandfather signs the documents, only to be brutally murdered by Shimakura. Chloe, who had casually come to visit Shimakura, witnesses the whole ordeal. Alarmed, she attempts to escape the deranged Shimakura, but he apprehends her, flinging her to the floor. Displaying resilience, she retaliates, successfully smashing a vase over his head. Simultaneously, the restaurant owner's nephew succeeds in accessing the crucial video evidence. Chow discerns that the footage is irrefutable proof of the Yakuza's illicit activities. Unbeknownst to him, a horde of Yakuzas is already in pursuit. One of his associates steals his jacket and phone, hoping to profit from the incriminating recording. However, his aspirations are short-lived as the restaurant owner incapacitates him with a frying pan and retrieves the phone. After a quick briefing from Chow about the phone's significance, the woman flees with the evidence, while Chow valiantly defends her. A lethal knife fight ensues, culminating in Chow's selfless sacrifice. Despite being gravely wounded, Fallon arrives just in time to send the Yakuzas plummeting to their doom. A major brawl erupts, with Fallon maintaining his signature agility and prowess, defeating all adversaries from the rooftop. Subsequently, the police, led by the notorious Japanese officer, arrive at the scene. The officer dismisses the Yakuza's actions and declares everyone free to leave. Fallon steps forward, once again asserting his viewpoint. The officer attempts to retaliate, but Fallon interrupts him, knocking his drink away and aggressively blaming him for the director's demise. As the law enforcement officers swarm in to apprehend Fallon, he expertly evades capture, retreating into an alley, while the corrupt cop is struck by a high-speed vehicle. Amidst the chaos, Fallon receives a call from Chloe. Upon answering, he is greeted by Shimakura, threatening to throw Chloe off the Tokyo Tower if he fails to arrive in time. Swiftly, Fallon rushes towards the location, armed with the phone containing the crucial evidence. Shimakura instantly fires at Fallon, but the bullet merely grazes him. Seizing the moment, Fallon disarms a nearby Yakuza, turning the weapon against his adversaries. An intense face-off ensues between him and Shimakura. Shimakura launches a relentless assault on Fallon, but he skillfully defends himself and Chloe, concurrently retaliating with forceful blows. He hurls Shimakura from pillar to post until eventually, the villain crashes into a pane of glass. Unexpectedly, a helicopter hovers near the tower. On board is Fallon's friend, a police captain, along with the interpreter for the corrupt Japanese cop. She announces that the incriminating video has now been widely disseminated across the internet. Recovering from the blows, Shimakura retaliates, brandishing a sai. Fallon strategically retreats, skillfully maneuvering around the tower, while Chloe tosses him a pair of nunchaku. The helicopter with the police captain at the controls struggles to maintain stability and teeters dangerously. In a desperate plea for mercy, Shimakura launches a surprise attack from behind. However, Fallon prevails, neutralizing the Yakuza once and for all. Left alone with Chloe, she rushes towards him, tears streaming down her face as she plants a passionate kiss on Fallon. Embracing him, she dissolves into sobs. The police captain extends a ladder from the helicopter, successfully rescuing the couple from their precarious position. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.